Okay, good day everybody. This is Roxana Hanna, MLSP CCO, welcoming you to January's Member of the Month interview. Today our special guest, or actually this month, our month-long special guest is Angela Hardy. Angela is a L3 member and she is in the MMT. How are you, Angela? Good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you. Yes, I'm good. I'm really excited to be, member of the month. It's really exciting.
It's exciting, yeah, but um, we have lots of people to choose from, lots of people who are trying hard, people in the MMT.
Hmm.
And particularly what stood out for me was how you've been in MMT for 3 months and you are the top contributor, I would say, to our blog for content. And
Wow.
we really appreciate that, I mean, so that means that you have a lot of knowledge to impart and you're willing to share with the community. So that's a really big deal, great sign of a leader. In reading your blog post, your Member of the Month blog post, if anybody would like to get to that, that would be mlsp.com/results. We just created a new website, so give me 2 seconds and I will pull that up and see what exactly, yeah, so it's myleadsystempro.com, MLSP Member of the Month, L3 Angela Hardy. So that's a little bit long. I will post it on our site. But you can always go to our website and go to the blog and you'll see Angela there. So Angela, your story. Where do you live?
Okay. Well, I live right now just outside of Boston. You can hear I wasn't originally from Boston.
Right.
We've lived in the States now for, it's actually approaching 10 years, which always, astounds me. It's really flown by. And I was previously a teacher. I was a teacher in the UK. I was a teacher when I came over here. I mean, I don't know how much of my story you want me to tell.
Well,
I
tell
answered.
tell about a little bit of well, I mean, first, your writing is excellent. I really enjoyed reading your story on the blog,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what lends to your contribution. You're comfortable writing, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so tell us about what you did before, and then go into how you found My Lead System Pro and where you were, kind of about what your story, and then we'll get into some marketing methods.
Okay. You froze a little bit in the middle of that, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying. So, yes. So I was a school teacher. I taught elementary age children for I think it was about 14 years, and I really used to enjoy teaching literacy to them, which obviously included writing. I have always enjoyed writing, and I've always enjoyed speaking as well. So network marketing, I think, lends itself to both of those things. I think if you're pretty good at speaking and writing, I think that it's a real added bonus to be able to create content and do various strategies online. Video marketing is my main strategy.
Okay.
But I'm going off the path here. So where did I come from? Well, I losing my headphones. I decided to leave teaching when I had my twins. I have twin girls who are now 4.5 and going on 14 and a half. I feel like some days. Um, with the battles of what they'll wear in the morning and that kind of thing, especially one of them in particular. But anyway, when I had the twins, I was in the fortunate position to be in a family which my husband was able to provide for us, and I didn't need to go back to teaching. And we decided that that would be the best option for us. So I didn't go back. It would have been crazy to go back, to be honest, with 2 newborns in the house and both sides of the family over across the Atlantic Ocean in the UK. I realize some people are in a position where they have no choice. They absolutely have to go back to work. Like I said, I was in the fortunate position of being able to stay at home. So I stayed at home with them for a year. Time just kind of flew past. I'd stayed at home with them then for 2 years. Sorry, I thought you'd frozen then. And I kind of started to think, you know, maybe I ought to think about what I'm going to do next. Am I going to go back to teaching? Are we going to move back to the UK? Are we going to stay here? So I started to look into my options a little bit. And one thing I discovered was that the price of childcare around Boston, like everything else around Boston, is extortionate. It's really very expensive, especially for children who are under school age. And I was obviously looking at paying for, well, we were looking at paying for 2 children, having twins at the same time. And, you know, I weighed up going back to teaching and my salary and the price of that childcare for 2, and it just made no sense. I, on the one hand, really wanted to start to contribute again. I was used to being independent. We didn't marry until 2007, and up until that point, you know, I'd been paying my own bills. I'd been my own person, you know, I'd had my own career, I'd had my own apartment before Chris moved in, you know. I was used to being independent, so that was one side of it. I wanted to contribute to the family income. And for anyone out there who has stayed at home with young children, you will understand that although it's lovely and it has its bonuses and it has its ups, it also has its down points. And one of those down points is that the only conversations you ever have are with 2-year-olds or 1-year-olds, or the odd time you get out and you have a coffee with a friend and you end up talking about babies and children, and you know, you try and steer away from it. But I just felt like I wanted a change. But I was stuck. You know, I wanted a change. Teaching just wasn't an option. I was in a country which I'd only ever done one job in. I'd only ever taught. In fact, that's all I've ever done. Is teaching. I've had various jobs as a student, you know, behind the bar and that kind of thing, but my only real career job was teaching, and I just didn't really know where to turn. And my cousin called me about network marketing, and then, you know, she had an opportunity, and we went through the whole traditional approach. And I'd heard of network marketing, but I didn't really know anything about it. And my ears really pricked up. It sounded great. She had a young child at home. She actually wasn't having any success with it at the time, but it just made sense to both of us. The business model made sense to both of us. So I dived right in. You know, it seemed to be the perfect choice for me. I could stay at home, and yet I could reach out to people, I could talk to people, I could try and build this business from home. And I tried all the traditional approaches. You know, I went to the hotel meetings, I had home meetings, I called everybody I knew, and I really struggled. I did, and I know that all of those things work for some people, but I really struggled. I don't know if I mean, I've learned now, I think I was probably saying the wrong things. I think I was approaching people in the wrong way. I wasn't providing value up front. I was pitching. And I realize now that, you know, if I were to do it all over again and approach my warm market and you know, in hindsight, I'd probably approach them all very differently, maybe have some success, but I didn't. So, you know, I thought, there must be another way, and I searched online, and you know, that's when I found My Lead System Pro and you guys.
So I like the part about where, because this is really important, because you know there are lots of other people who are at home with their kids, and yet they have an independent spirit and they want to contribute financially.
Mm-hmm.
And daycare is expensive. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, when my daughter was young, it felt like daycare was really just taking up all my money.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was working to keep her in daycare. It just didn't make any sense at all, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the 2 to 3 hours a day. So now you have these children, and they're 4.5 and lots of energy.
Yeah.
And you also have a husband, and you have this big life outside of just your work.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still able to accomplish what you're accomplishing within 2 to 3 hours a day. And I think that is really key. So let's say someone has to pay for daycare and they have to go get a job. the fact is they can balance a couple hours per day by doing some things, staying focused or concentrate on one specific subject, I would assume, one strategy. Can you go into that scenario where if someone is not able to stay home, and let's just focus on what you can get done within 2 to 3 hours a day and reach the level where you are in the MMT, which is a big accomplishment, where you are an L3 leader, which is another big accomplishment, and you're contributing to the blog. So that means you're not only creating content for yourself, your own site and your own marketing, but then you're also giving us some, which is really extra special. So how do you do all that? How do you balance all that?
Okay. Well, I'd be lying if I said it was easy. It's not. You know, none of those things in themselves are easy. Bringing up young children, it's not easy. You know, creating a successful business, it's not easy. However, I am proof that it can be done. And, you know, it can be done with that limited time. And it's not that I stay up all night. I don't have huge bags under my eyes because I have no sleep. I do, you know, everything that I need to do within that 2 to 3 hour framework. And I think the key is, you mentioned two words when you were asking the question. I think the keys are consistency, consistent daily action. Another key is to focus, absolutely focus on one strategy at a time.
Right.
Until you start to achieve consistent results. And I was given the guidelines of consistent results, meaning 3 to 5 leads per day. And I believe that is a really, really good guideline. I don't believe it means you have to get 40 leads per day from your strategy. I think 3 to 5 leads per day means that you know, you've reached a level, and if a good level, if you are achieving that every day. Not if you get 3 to 5 leads one day and then you don't get any for the next week. 3 to 5 leads consistently every single day. So consistency is key. Focus on one strategy at a time is key, and find somebody or something to teach you how to do that strategy successfully. Now, I was fortunate enough to have clicked through to MLSP through Justice Egan's link. And I mean, I say fortunate, but a lot of people have clicked through on Justice Egan's link, and not all of them have achieved the success that I have. And he said the difference is, we've talked about it, and we've agreed that the difference is that I could see what I had in front of me. I could see what's the word? Basically, I could see what could be achieved through My Lead System Pro and through getting his, I'm losing my words here, but getting his advice and guidance.
Right.
So I reached out to him, and I talked to him, and I called him, and I asked him questions. I didn't bug him all day, every day, but you know, I utilized what I had in My Lead System Pro. I utilized what I had in the leader that I'd clicked through, and that was Justice Egan. However, if you're not fortunate enough to have actually gone through somebody's link of somebody who is willing to give you the advice and the information and the guidance that you need, it is still there. One of the things that I think that you need to do is invest in yourself, and you know, choose that one primary strategy, choose the one that you want to focus on. Watch all the free live trainings in My Lead System Pro that are offered. They're all there. If you're at mastery level, they're literally all there, everything since 2008. Or invest that $297 on one of the courses. You know, I just think it's, you're silly not to invest $297 on something that will give you enough information to build your business using that one strategy and to focus on that one strategy. So consistency is key, focus on one strategy is key. And then either reach out to somebody who is having success using that strategy, follow them on their blog if you really don't have the $297, or or invest in whatever course it is you need to invest in.
So how did you decide that YouTube was the way video was the way you wanted to go? And what, what are some just quick tips you could tell someone who's new, who doesn't have, say, a course on how to dominate YouTube or something?
Okay. There were a few reasons why I chose YouTube. The main reason was that I could see that Justice was getting results using that strategy. And if somebody is getting results using that strategy, then you can get results using that strategy. You just need to kind of do what they're doing. Obviously not copy exactly what they're doing, tweak it to be you and to brand new, but I could see he was getting results. So that's probably the main reason why I chose YouTube. Another reason is that I went through several of the trainings on My Lead System Pro, and I researched what the other strategies are, what the options are. I could see that there was Facebook marketing. I went through some of Michelle's trainings. I could see that there was blogging. I've always loved and followed Ray Higdon. I think he's amazing in it. It's one of his main strategies. And I could see that there was, the paid advertising and YouTube and many other strategies. And I kind of did a little bit of research. I didn't spend months and years doing that. I think some people kind of get stuck trying to decide because they spend so much time trying to work out what the different strategies are, and oh my gosh, well, I could do this, I could do that, and they never actually focus on anything. But I did enough that I could see what the different strategies were, what was available to me, and it just, it appealed to me the most. At the time, my time was even more limited. My girls weren't in preschool when I very first started, so I really had very, very limited time. And Facebook, I could see was, although an amazing strategy, I could see it needed sort of consistent effort throughout the day, and I didn't really feel like I could do that at the time. Whereas with YouTube marketing, with video marketing, I could see that I could sort of do my content and then do what I needed to do to that content, but it didn't really matter when I did it. There was no kind of time frame. I could do it in the morning and then do something else in the evening. Whereas with Facebook, you've got to be kind of consistent throughout the day. So that was, one thing I weighed up against the other. I didn't have any technical skills at all at the time. So blogging kind of scared me. So that's why I didn't choose blogging. I now have a blog, and I've learned that I can outsource a lot of the technical stuff to other people who do know what they're doing. I've learned you kind of pick things up along the way. And then you can kind of add things to your to what you do along the way. But my main focus at the beginning was video marketing, and that's why I chose it. I could see it was a powerful strategy. I could see it could brand me really easily. I don't remember who it was at the time, but I went through several of it was Dwayne's trainings in My Lead System Pro, and he actually pointed, and Adam Chandler, and they actually pointed out the strengths of YouTube marketing, and I could see, it made sense to me. So, for all of those reasons, that's why I chose video marketing at the beginning.
Excellent. That's great information. That is really great information. What do you find are the advantages of being in the on the Master Marketers team, the MMT group? We have a private Skype chat group for our 14 members who are in the MMT. And when someone gets in, this is your 4th month in there now, and there's a really a friendship bond and a mutual support group. Really, is what it is. How has your experience been in there?
Amazing. It's to have that, and it's amazing. You can't beat it. That community feel, being able to reach out to people, ask questions, get them answered by people who've been through the same struggles, people who can answer my questions and do answer my questions, because we're all in it together. And like you said, it's kind of like a family feel in there, and it's incredible. So that is one advantage, just being able to reach out to people as and when I want to, and to be able to help the others in there, you know, that's a great feeling as well. And another advantage, obviously, is the exposure it's given me. You know, being able to put posts on your blog, being able to do live training, and you know, to have the option of, you know, doing live wake-up calls and just getting my name out there. You know, it's it's great. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's wrap up here with your YouTube address. If you want to send anyone to your YouTube site or to your blog, whatever, just let us all know what's your ad. How do we find you out there online?
Well, do you know what? My YouTube address is gobbledygook. I can't just tell you it.
Really long. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never changed it. I really, really need to do that. I just haven't done it. My blog address, however, I can give you.
Yeah.
So do you want me just to say it?
Just say it.
Okay. Well, it's really easy. It's blog.angelamarketing.com.
Very nice. Very nice. Excellent. Well, that's so far that's the winning link here in the group. I tried to give a link and then your YouTube, and so that's the best one. So blog.angelamarketing.com.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I assume you have YouTube videos on there, so they could probably click on a video and it'll zip them over to YouTube. And
I would imagine so. Yes.
Right, something like that.
Yeah. Or they can just reach out to me through the blog or through my Facebook page is Angela Hardy Boswell, which is potentially a bit confusing to people because I know I'm known as Angela Hardy in My Lead System Pro, but my married name is actually Boswell. My Facebook page is Angela Hardy Boswell. So, you know, that's another way people can reach out to me.
That's right. It's the sacrifice women make when they change their names.
Yes, that's true.
Well, thank you very much
Stuff,
for your time. Thank you for everything, and congratulations again for being Member of the Month. We are honored to have you with us in My Lead System Pro.
Well, thank you, and you know, it's an honor to be there, and you know, it's incredible. My Lead System Pro is amazing. I love it. It's changed my life, changed my business. So, you know, Excellent. It's great. You guys are great. Thank you very much.